What is going on, everyone? Vlad Killjoy back again with some more Fortnite Batman comic news. So issue 4 released about a week ago. Sorry I couldn't make a video at the point of it coming out. With all this season 7 news, I had to find somewhere to put this because it is kind of interesting and tells us a lot about the lore and the storyline behind the Fortnite world, island, whatever you want to call it. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, for starters, the comic opens up with Batman finally escaping the loop, only to be matched up with Deathstroke holding Catwoman hostage. All right, so Batman's first words coming out of the loop is, "All right, let her go." Because as y'all know from the last comic, if y'all watched my video, you know, Deathstroke appears behind Batman and he's all like, "Hey, you know, don't do anything hasty because I'll kill her right here." You know, gun to her head, all that good stuff. So Batman and Catwoman team up to fight Deathstroke because he seems kind of hostile. That was a little too close for my liking right there, honestly. Anyway, like I was saying, Batman and Catwoman team up to fight against Deathstroke, and in the middle of fighting, Deathstroke announces, "Hey, you know, we don't have to do this. I am not your enemy." Right? And Catwoman's like, "I don't know if I believe this or not, because like you just had a gun to my head." So like, yeah, that it really shows that, you know, you're friendly, right? So Deathstroke ends up surrendering, which he has never done before in the past. And he's like, you know, we need to figure out what's going on here. You know, people seem to be a little hostile when they first exit the loop. So that's why, you know, I did what I had to do, right? So at that point, Batman's memories from all the loops past like start funneling in, and like he's kind of going crazy, right? Because all these memories from hundreds of loops past like are coming in, right? But none from like Gotham. So you cannot remember anything that happened before you actually entered the loop. So after Batman decides that, you know, Deathstroke may be a nice guy and might be on their side, they end up finding 6 other people that have also escaped the loop, okay? Those 6 people include Internal Voyager, Bandolette, Bonehead, Magnus, and Renegade Raider, right? So Renegade Raider's been out of the loop for quite some time now, since, you know, the very start of Fortnite, 4 years or so, right? So Renegade Raider takes Batman on a tour around the island to kind of like show what she's kind of discovered about the island. I need to go to the gas station over here so I can get some slurps. So she takes Batman on a journey around the island and showing him everything that she's figured out about the island from her time out of the loop, which has been a long time, right? So she talks about how she's seen all these like wild events happening, the meteor shower, the device event that happened seasons ago, and she's like, yeah, you know, like this device came out of almost nowhere, and it like overnight just came up, right? And then the next day it was gone. And she says that device ended up turning into what we know as the Spire today, right? Oh, that dude got aimbot? So after Renegade Raider tells him about all the events that have happened in seasons past, she also shows Batman this artifact that she has found just around her time on the island, right? And that artifact, the markings on the artifact actually match up with a lot of the like stone hedges that are around the map. And she talks about how there are 2 figures on the artifact, and they may be some type of like god or something. like two kinds of gods that are actually controlling the loop. She goes on talking about the artifact that she found and how they like match up with stuff around the island, right? So after they get done talking, they meet back up with the others. It's been, you know, a couple hours, maybe a couple of days even. Jesus. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted by this guy who wanted to just crank on me for no reason. Yeah, so Batman ends up taking the group over, and some people like really don't agree with it, but Batman's like, hey, you know, we need to do it like this because like I've got a plan, but I need y'all to like kind of follow me if you can. Hey, you win some, you lose some. I wasn't prepared for another fight there. So let's load up. Let's get into another match, and I'll continue on with what's going on in the comic. Like I was saying previously, Batman splits the group up into 4 teams of 2 to explore the map and try to find more artifacts around the island to kind of figure out what's exactly going on, see if it can lead them back to anybody, you know, controlling the loop, right? Obviously Batman goes with Catwoman while they're trying to figure out, you know, how they exactly know each other and, you know, what exactly is going on, right? So they're going around the map and they find a couple of artifacts, and they talk about what they found. Nothing really like pinpoints much, right? But then someone brings up the bunker, or should I say the bunkers, because there's actually 3 around the map. So Batman goes to inspect the bunkers, and he finds out that there's no way to really open them from the outside, that there has to be some sort of energy or something from some kind of device that causes it to open from the outside, so that way people can, you know, outside the loop can get in and out of the loop without actually being in the loop, if that makes sense. They go around the map trying to find all different kinds of energy signals from different places on the map to try to figure out whether or not they can open the bunker. Well, they ended up being able to open the bunker, right? Surprise, it's Batman. He knows a way around everything, right? So they ended up opening the bunker via the energy from the 0 point. Not too surprising there. The 0 point harnesses a lot of energy. Makes sense that it would be the one to open up the bunker. So the bunker opens up and Batman stops everybody before they just like rush inside without really knowing what's going on. And he explains, hey, you know, we need to watch out because we don't know what's down here. So he sends Fish Stick off to explore the ocean's bottom to make sure that there's no like booby traps or anything that activated when the bunker got open. Smart move on his half. I'll give it to him. Batman always, you know, thinks of something, right? So he sends Fish Stick off as they go into the bunker. In the bunker, they are greeted by 2 rock golems. They fight them, they attack, and they keep on attacking these golems, right? And nothing seems to be working. They're like, how do we defeat these guys? When Batman realizes that there's some runes on their heads. So he tells everybody to aim for the runes on the heads. Sure enough, they're able to defeat the rock golems, obviously by targeting the runes on their head, right? That was their weak spot. So they make it past the rock golems. Further down the tunnel in the bunker, they notice kind of like an armory, right? So you've got guns, you've got that dude had a lot of HP. I should have won that 100%, but he just had more HP than I did. But we're almost done with the story. So I'm going to keep on talking. I'm going to go back to the lobby while I finish talking about what's going on in the comic, right? They find this armory filled with weapons and pickaxes and like armor and whatnot. And if you ask me, this is where the IO were staying before they got elevated up into the map. So that way they could gear up, hop on the elevator, go up, and try to like kill anybody who gets close to the elevators, right? As we remember from a couple of seasons ago, the IOs were super annoying and had weapons that weren't even in the game, right? So the bunkers is where they were hiding out to be able to gear up and take care of the people trying to escape the loop, right? So while they're looking around the IO's hiding spot, right, Batman hears something coming from the rubble below ground, right? So Batman and Catwoman, they start digging all these like rocks and everything out of the way, only to find Fishstick in his dying time, right? Fishstick is about to die, and with his dying breath, he hands Batman this artifact, and he's like, this is a device that allows people to enter the loop without forgetting anything previous to the loop. This is something special. You need to look into this. And he says, someone is lying. They didn't escape the loop. They were never in it. They remember everything. One of us is working for, and then he dies. Right? Very dramatic. He milks that death scene so hard, but it's okay. It was a good, I liked it. You know, one of the group of people that have made it outside the loop is working for them, which I assume to be the IO. We think the IO is the bad guys. So out of those 6 people, who do you think is working for the IO? I personally think it is Renegade Raider, because she has been out of the loop the longest, right? She's never came back to the item shop, and there are variants of Renegade Raider, which means those variants are normally screenshots cut from outside the loop or inside of different loops, right? So it could be Renegade Raider. Some people are theorizing that it's Internal Voyager, because he's not seen on the cover of the 5th comic, which we'll talk about that when it comes out as well. It'll be a week after the new season releases, so we should have a lot of season 7 info coming in issue 5 of the Batman comics. But that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, let me know down below. Also, let me know who y'all think is working for the IO. And yeah, hit that subscribe button. I try to post 3 times a week. We got a lot of season 7 stuff to go over. A lot of new things are coming to the game. You don't want to miss out. You can get everything you need to know right here. Hit that subscribe button for me. It helps me out tremendously. And I'll see y'all in the next video. All right. Bye.